Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. I am Princess Habiba Sarip Pautak. Welcome to Balitang Pambansa. Tonight's headlines. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. led the event organized by the Bureau of Customs or BOC, wherein 3 million pieces of illegal vape and accessories were destroyed. The lower house continued its probe on the confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President or OVP and unearthed more questionable names declared as recipients of the said allocation. The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, issues 2 show cause orders against gubernatorial candidates for the respective campaign pronouncements. On top of the news, the president was in tow for the BOC's latest and successful operation in foiling yet another step to smuggle vape and accessories and products into the country. But what drew the president's ire even more was the deceitful packaging that brazenly woos kids to get hooked, as our Clazel Partilia reports.
3.26 billion pesos.
Nearly 3 million pieces of illegal vapes and accessories were confiscated and destroyed by the Bureau of Customs earlier this morning. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. himself led the dismantling of smuggled electronic cigarettes. The products are unlicensed. They lack health warnings, and the packaging is designed to woo and get children hooked.
Lalong-lalo na nakakabahala dahil kung titignan natin yung packaging talagang para sa bata. Kaya ang target market nila bata. Gusto nilang turuan ma-addict ang mga bata sa vape. Tapos delikado pa yung vape dahil may lason ngang nakikita na isinasama. Kasi hindi natin naman malaman, hindi natin na-inspection, smuggled nga. Hindi natin ma-inspection, hindi natin alam kung saan galing. We do not know about the manufacturing process that they go through before they come here. So hindi natin malaman kung ito ba'y safe o hindi.
According to the Vaporized Nicotine and Non-Nicotine Products Regulation Law, vape products sold in the market must have certification, a tax stamp or proof of tax payment, a health warning. Most importantly, there must be no flavor descriptors that entice young people to try, buy, and habitually smoke them. The destroyed vape products have an estimated value of over 3 billion pesos, seized in 10 separate operations conducted by the BOC.
Sisiguraduhin namin malulugi din kayo na nag-i-import nito na hindi nagbabayad ng buwis at illegal ang pagpasok pa ng mga produkto. The long arm of the law will catch up on you.
It's a violation of RA 11900, yung sa nicotine natin, and on the part of the Bureau, yung violation natin at smuggling natin under the CMTA. Makukulong po sila because it's a criminal case.
President Marcos Jr. praised the BOC for its successful anti-smuggling operations. In 2024, the agency seized smuggled vapes products worth 6.6 billion pesos, part of a total 85 billion pesos in illegal products confiscated by the BOC last year. Clazel Partilia, Balitang Pambansa.
The palace highlighted the country's 1.8% inflation rate in March, the lowest recorded in the past 5 years. During a palace press briefing, Palace Press Officer Undersecretary Attorney Claire Castro said that the decline was largely driven by slower price increases in food and non-alcoholic beverages. One notable factor was a 7.7% drop in rice prices, a steeper decline compared to the 4.9% recorded in February. The palace also assured the public that the government remains committed to delivering jobs and quality public services, especially to the underprivileged.
Ang patuloy na pagbaba ng inflation ay indikasyon na epektibo ang mga ginagawang hakbang ng pamahalaan para ma-stabilize ang presyo ng bilihin at maproteksyonan ang purchasing power ng mga Pilipino.
On the other news, the palace stood firm that there is no reason for the Philippines to submit a report to U.S. President Donald Trump regarding the aircraft that flew former President Rodrigo Duterte to the International Criminal Court or ICC in The Hague. This came in response to Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa's suggestion to share the Senate's investigation findings with the United States and to freeze the assets of the aircraft's owner. However, the palace maintained that the United States respects the sovereign decisions of other nations. It also clarified that the Philippines did not cooperate with the ICC but merely fulfilled its obligations under Interpol protocols. Senate President Francis Escudero confirmed that the Senate hearing regarding the arrest of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte will be moved to April 10. According to the Senate President, it was originally scheduled tomorrow, April 8. Meanwhile, the officials invited by Senator Amy Marcos will be present on the said hearing, although they did not know yet who are those officials.
Kung nagkausap man po sila ni Senate President, Chis Escudero, binigyan din po natin ng pagrespeto ang kanyang hiling. Kaya, provided of course, ito hindi naman din tatalakay sa executive privilege na mga issues.
Meanwhile, the newest discovery of more peculiar names of mostly non-existent people in spurious debit receipts and invoices continue to vex and strengthen the resolve of House Solon seeking the impeachment trial of the sitting vice president accused of grossly misusing or abusing her intelligence and confidential funds over the last 2 years. As a result, House Solons seek to verify those receipts of recipients of money from the Vice President's intel and confidential funds truly received the indicated money in the receipts or invoices. The full report from our Mela Lesmoras.
From bogus-sounding names for snacks, cell phones, and grocery items, the list of alleged suspicious and fictional-sounding individuals linked to Vice President Sara Duterte's confidential fund spending keeps on growing and now includes names resembling celebrities and high-profile personalities. According to House Deputy Majority Leader Paulo Ortega, this include Hanilet Camille C., Fiona Biong, Fiona Villegas, Fiona Ranites, Ellen Magellan, Erwin Ewan, Gary Tanada, and Joel Linangan.
Ang daming Fiona, actually, na names. Yung sa trend po natin talagang lahat po sila walang record sa PSA, ng birth, death, saka marriage.
But, apart from the alleged dubious names, the House of Representatives is now also planning to investigate confidential fund recipients who have actual PSA records. Ortega highlighted it is also important to determine whether they actually receive public funds or not and if these funds truly went to government projects.
Mga more or less, mga 600 plus to sa OVP, then 200 plus po sa DepEd. As yung sa ginawa rin ng committee siguro, total itong mga pangalan na to, saka yung mga number of names na to, na-submit na at napag-usapan na during the hearing. So, we will do our own, siguro, mini investigation. Pero, nandiyan naman po yan sa committee level na. So, makaka-request naman po tayo.
As of now, Vice President Duterte is back in the country following her personal trip to The Hague, Netherlands. Once the Vice President's impeachment trial gets underway, this issue is expected to be discussed. From PTV, Malalas Moras, Balitang Pambansa.
The House Strike Committee is set to resume its hearing on the spread of fake news and misinformation in the country tomorrow. According to House Deputy Majority Leader Paulo Ortega, some famous artists who were victimized by fake news have been invited to the said hearing. Vloggers and social media personalities who were invited by the joint panel before are expected to appear again. The words and actions we take turn on the very people we really are. And a handful of candidates on the stump for seats in the houses on May 12 are showing all and sundry why they don't deserve lawmaker status or any elective post. But the poll body isn't waiting for decision day in May, as it ordered 3 wannabe House representatives to show up and explain their reprehensible action, as our Luisa Rispe reports.
After the Commission on Elections released a show cause order demanding an explanation from a Pasig congressional candidate for allegedly saying degrading words towards solo parents, the COMELEC followed up with a pair of show cause orders today against 2 other candidates. First was against Peter Unabia, a gubernatorial candidate in Misamis Oriental, who uttered disgraceful words against Maranaos and women. And the second one was against Batangas gubernatorial candidate J. Ilagan.
Maaaring ito ay may paglabag sa ating pong anti-discrimination resolution. Tatandaan po natin, yung ating anti-discrimination resolution ay hindi lamang naman para sa kababaihan, kundi sa relihiyon. At yan po ay covered po ng resolution na yan.
The 2 candidates have up to 3 days to submit their explanations to COMELEC. COMELEC warned candidates that such statements may be considered an election offense.
Kung sakaling makita ng task force natin na dapat siyang kasuhan ng disqualification or election offense, yan po yung susunod na, at dyan po magkakaroon ng formal na pagpapasagot sa kanya sa pamamagitan ng pag-i-issue ng summons.
On the part of Pasig congressional candidate Christian Ian Sia, today was his given deadline to answer to COMELEC's order. But if he fails to submit, the COMELEC will still have to pursue the investigation.
Failure sa nasagutin at magpaliwanag ay waiver po doon sa karapatan na magpaliwanag, and therefore magpuproceed po yung task force natin sa pag-determine kung dapat ba siyang kasuhan o hindi.
Aside from incriminating statements, the COMELEC is also investigating the misuse of the emergency alert system of some candidates. If proven that the LGU may be behind such acts, the COMELEC should impose sanctions.
Kung LGU yan, talaga may yung abuse of state resources, napakalawak nun. Paggamit nga ng state resources, pasilidad, equipment ng gobyerno, mako-cover po yan. Number 2, may protocol nga po kasi sa paggamit ng ganyan. Kasi nga po kinukuha yung mga ganyan ng lisensya. Hindi po basta-basta ka magkakaroon ng ganyan. Ikukuha mo yan ng lisensya sa National Telecommunication Commission, sa National Disaster Risk and Management Council. Kung basta ka nagkaroon dyan, bakit ka meron yan?
From PTV Manila, Luisa Rispe, Balitang Pambansa.
On the other news, 17 Filipinos who were previously arrested for taking part in an unauthorized rally were officially released in Qatar. This was announced in Malacanang after President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. met with the Qatar ambassador to the Philippines, Ahmed Saad Al Mohidi, earlier today. According to the palace, this shows that the president is committed to immediately address the said issue for the welfare of the overseas Filipino workers, and also reflects the good relationship between Qatar and the Philippines. Meanwhile, deportation proceedings follow a universally recognized procedure that entail, among others, official documentation in remanding a foreign national back from whence he or she came. And there is or are no shortcuts in formally kicking out undesirable aliens out of a country, such as the mostly Chinese, shady, and subterranean characters of the pogo industry, without completing and submitting all pertinent documentation on the matter. PAO-CC Executive or PAO Executive Director Gilbert stressed. Likewise, Cruz said the identities of each and every deportee are under strict and careful vetting, with roughly 1,000 Chinese up for verification, followed by Vietnamese and the others. Unlike in the old and previous setup, the home countries of each deportee will pick up the tab for their transportation costs. Meanwhile, the Philippine government pushed back on the China's foreign ministry pronouncement, tagging the country as unstable and poorly secured. The Philippine National Police reminded the candidates in the 2025 midterm elections that election campaigning is prohibited during the Holy Week. The PNP said that it is better to respect the said religious practice, the Catholics, as this time of the year. Also, it will closely monitor election-related offenses like putting up of campaign materials in non-designated areas like churches. Heads up, motorists, you'll see a slight break at the pumps this week following 2 consecutive rounds of fuel price hikes. These and other stories in tonight's Business Wrap from the Philippine News Agency.
And now for our business news, motorists will see a slight break at the pumps this week following 2 consecutive rounds of fuel price hikes. Meanwhile, in trade, the Philippines is expected to benefit from a lower reciprocal tariff rate imposed by the U.S. compared to other Asian nations, according to the Department of Trade and Industry. Sea Oil Philippines and Shell Pilipinas have announced a 10 centavos per liter rollback in gasoline and a 50 centavos cut in kerosene prices, while diesel remain unchanged. Clean Fuel will implement the same changes except for kerosene, which it does not carry. These adjustments will take effect at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, April 8, while Clean Fuel will roll back prices slightly later at 8:01 a.m. the same day. Other firms have yet to announce their price movements as of this report. The Department of Energy's Oil Industry Management Bureau had earlier anticipated price increases for gasoline and diesel, with kerosene potentially moving in either direction. These fluctuations are being attributed to a mix of global developments, including the U.S. imposition of reciprocal tariffs on several trading partners, a slight dip in global oil prices, and a seasonal decline in refinery activity in China due to maintenance schedules. Meanwhile, in trade, the Philippines is expected to benefit from a lower reciprocal tariff rate imposed by the U.S. compared to other Asian nations, some of which face tariffs of over 40%. The country's goods are levied at 17%, positioning local exporters more competitively in the American market. Trade officials believe this could provide a significant boost for key export products like coconut-based goods. However, they also advised businesses to diversify and explore other international markets to reduce reliance on any single trade partner. On the investment front, the Philippine government continues to leverage the Create More Act to attract more foreign capital. Some economic managers view the current trade environment as an opportunity for growth rather than a setback. And that's the latest business news from the Philippine News Agency. This is Marita Muhay for Balitang Pambansa.
Thank you, PNA. The Mimaropa region shines with record-breaking tourism titles in 2024, showcasing natural wonders and reaffirming the Philippines' position as a top global travel destination. A sapit from the Philippine Information Agency Mimaropa tells us more.
The Mimaropa region is making waves in the international tourism scene with multiple accolades from renowned global institutions, the Department of Tourism said. According to DOT Mimaropa Regional Director Roberto P. Alabado III, this is a milestone for the Mimaropa region, showcasing natural wonders and reaffirming the Philippines' position as a top global destination. The Apodif Natural Park in Isabela and Occidental Mindoro has earned the prestigious 2024 ASEAN Heritage Park Award. This recognition from the ASEAN Center for Biodiversity celebrates the park's vital role in marine biodiversity conservation. Meanwhile, Bonbon Beach in Romblon has claimed the 45th spot on the world's 50 best beaches list. Most impressively, Palawan has earned several coveted spots on global lists. TripAdvisor ranks the island 4th among the world's trending destinations for 2024, while Travel Plus Leisure places Palawan as the 13th best island to visit globally. Adding to the island's acclaim, Times Travel India lists Palawan as the 3rd most visited island in Asia, and Wanderlust Travel magazine names it the 10th most desirable island in the world. In Busuanga, another gem of Palawan, the destination has been named the third trending destination by Skyscanner Australia. Maramigmig Beach in El Nido was included in the Lonely Planet's list of incredible beaches in the world, while Siete Pecados Marine Park in Coron received the prestigious Blue Park Award from the Marine Conservation Institute for its efforts in marine preservation. With these impressive accolades, the Mimaropa region continues to strengthen its reputation as a haven for nature lovers and adventure seekers.
DOT Mimaropa said that as they set new standards for sustainable tourism, they seek to captivate more visitors from around the globe. From the Philippine Information Agency Mimaropa, a sapit for Balitang Pambansa.
The Philippine Coast Guard, or PCG, and other agencies delivered general facts, transparency, and history of the West Philippine Sea to the students of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. John Lester Naguna from the Philippine Information Agency, NCR, has the details.
The Philippine Coast Guard, National Youth Commission, and Philippine Information Agency National Capital Region delivered correct and reliable information about the West Philippine Sea at the previous WPS Youth Forum at the Polytechnic University of the Philippines main campus. Commodore J. Toriello taught general facts, transparency, and history of the West Philippine Sea to the students of the College of Political Science and Public Administration. PIA-NCR also gave a lesson on media information literacy and combating the spread of fake news, which delighted the scholars ng bayan.
Tayo ay nakapagpulot ng mga aral, especially sa mga hindi ganun ka-knowledgeable and educated about sa West Philippine Sea.
After the youth forum, the students believe they can do something to defend the West Philippine Sea.
Maging informed, stay informed sa mga updates tungkol doon, and always stay informed. Lagi natin titignan, fact check tayo lagi, at palagi tayong maging updated dahil laban natin to, laban ng Pilipinas to. Ayun na.
Mag-educate, mag-influence. Katulad nga nitong kung ano yung mga nakuha kong aral dito, yun lang din yung mga sasabihin ko sa kanila.
They also expressed gratitude for the opportunity to discuss the issues of West Philippine Sea.
Maraming salamat po sa lahat-lahat ng perspektiba sa kabataan, sa militar, sa pamahalaan, at sa ating mismong komunidad. Maraming salamat po sa inyo sapagkat ito po ang dapat natin gawin bilang Pilipino, ang ipagtanggol ang atin.
In the fight over the West Philippine Sea, the solidarity of the youth is crucial. The future of our nation depends on them, and we hope to empower them with correct and reliable information. From the Philippine Information Agency National Capital Region, John Lester Naguna, Balitang Pambansa.
Meanwhile, the local government of Isabela City delivered joyful surprises to Muslim families on Eid al-Fitr as they brought surprises gifts during the said celebration. Leslie Rose Uyaw from the Philippine Information Agency, Basilan Province, tells us more.
The spirit of Eid al-Fitr was visible as several Muslim families in Isabela City were overwhelmed with emotion following a surprise gift-giving initiative from the local government. For the past 6 years, starting in 2020, Isabela City has embraced a heartfelt tradition known as Eid Surpresa. This initiative involves local government employees visiting Muslim residents to bring surprise gifts during the joyous celebration of Eid. The program aims to foster a sense of community, love, and generosity, values that are deeply intertwined with the spirit of Eid. Families from Barangay Doña Ramona, Aguada, San Rafael, Tabuk, Sumagdang, Menzi, Kabunbata, Balatanay, Makiri, and Kumalarang were among the fortunate recipients of these thoughtful surprises, further strengthening the bonds within the community.
Maraming salamat po sa biyaya binigay.
Ngayon may handa na.
Kahit walang handa.
Opo. At least may makaluto na. Masaya naman po.
The Eid Surpresa initiative represents more than just the distribution of gifts. It embodies the compassion and unity of the local government towards the Muslim Isabeleños. The smiles and expressions of gratitude from the beneficiaries serve as a testament to the significance of collaboration and support within the community. As the community celebrated, the essence of solidarity and mutual support was evident, highlighting the local government's commitment to inclusivity and cultural appreciation. From the Philippine Information Agency in Basilan Province, Leslie Rose Uyaw for Balitang Pambansa.
And for our weather update, two weather systems could bring cloudy skies and scattered rains to parts of the country. According to Pag-asa, Barm, Zamboanga Peninsula, Soc-Sargen, Lanao del Norte, Misamis Occidental, and Palawan were expected to experience cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms due to Intertropical Convergence Zone or the ITCZ. Pag-asa warned residents in these areas of possible flash floods or landslides due to moderate to heavy rains at times. Meanwhile, the easterlies could bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms to Metro Manila and the rest of the country. The State Weather Bureau warned affected areas of possible flash floods or landslides during severe thunderstorms. And that concludes a rundown of the latest, widest, and most comprehensive news and information from all across the nation. This is your trusted news source, always ready to inform and serve the Filipino people. Catch Balitang Pambansa again tomorrow at 7 a.m., 12 noon, 6 p.m., and 9:30 p.m. for more updates and developments. From Radyo Pilipinas, I'm Princess Habiba Saripaudak, and this is your Balitang Pambansa.